Hello, I'm Peter C. Hayward, and we're doing a Solforge video about the Spiritflame Mystic. This is not my daily video, so you'll be getting two Solforge videos from me today. This is a heroic that I got in a booster yesterday, and also I got a free one. I got two of this card yesterday, and I'd never used it before, and so someone commented saying it works really well with Xithian Shambler, which is a legendary that I have two of, so I thought I would build a Xithian Shambler deck with Spiritflame Mystics, because that sounds fun. So it's obviously going to be Necrium Tempest, and I thought I'd just go through the whole deck making process, because I find that interesting, so I'm hoping other people do too. So, the core cards of this are going to be two Xithian Shamblers, which are the ones that can move around and eat other creatures. Chuck in the Mystics. I forgot their name already. Everflame Mystic, I think. Something Mystic. Nope, it's gone. I'll get to it when I get to it. So, for a Xithian Shambler deck, the weakness is obviously to anything that takes out cards, so Botanimate, Metasculpt, Energy Prison, anything like that. Playing in a red deck means that I could actually use... No, not Aquatic. That's a nice card, but I don't really need it. What am I going to put in? Okay, I'm going to try some... So I don't know what this deck's going to be. Basically, the aim is just to put down big creatures and then have the Xithian Shambler eat them. And ideally trigger effects. Trigger effects are really good as well. But I don't know what kind of creatures will work in this deck, so let's just see what we've got. Call the Lightning is legendary. I think it's the only legendary spell. There's not many. Creatures you attack get +4 attack this turn, +6, +8, and attack twice. I'm going to chuck that in with the expectation of taking it out, just because I don't get to use it much. I'm going to chuck in some Cinder Fists, because if nothing else, they're a good chump blocker. What do I want? Cull the Weak is a nice card. I'll chuck two of them in. I don't want Dark Hearts, or Dark Shapers, or Death Seekers, or Disintegrate. Doomwing's okay. I don't really see much of a use for him in this deck. Frankenbaum works really well with Abominations, but you have to kind of build a dedicated Frankenbaum deck. Let's chuck in some Dreadbolts. Epidemic's considered the best card in the game. So as you can see, the automatic weakness is that my method of deck building is just like, what do I like? I'm going to chuck all these in. Then after I've played it a few times, that's generally when I refine it. Explosive Demise is destroy a creature, you deal that much attack to an opponent, destroy a creature at level 3, and gain that much health. This is invaluable in a Xithian deck. You only ever need one, but if you chuck your Xithian down and he gets Energy Prison, then you can still build him up and then explode him at the right time, do a lot of damage. Everflame is again one of the best cards in the game. I'm going to put them in. These cards might all be taken out. I don't know yet. Fervent Assault's really good, especially with this deck, because when a creature moves into a lane it deals damage. That doubles up really nicely with a Xithian, who's already moving between lanes. Firestorm I don't want, Fire Fist I don't want, Flame Blade I don't want, Flame Shaper I don't want. I'm going to put in two Flame Stokes because it's always nice to be able to get your creatures started earlier. I don't expect them to last very long. Flesh Fiend, Frozen Solid, Ghastly Touch. Flesh Fiend once upon a time would have been the worst card to put in this deck, because it used to be if you ate a bigger one, then the new one would spawn on top of whatever ate it. So it would kill the Xithian. Gloom Reaper's okay. Graveborn. Okay, Graveborn Glutton's a great card because when it gets destroyed it does damage. And that's exactly what I'm after. Have I gone past the new card? Hopefully not. I'm so bad at remembering what it's called. Grimgaunt Predator I've been reading a lot about. Apparently it's super powerful, so I'm going to chuck that in. I'm going to chuck in some Hungering Strike. Iceborne Fortitude is each creature you control gets health. This is actually, I think, going to be really good in a Xithian deck because it gives the Xithian health and the creature it's about to eat health, so you get double health. And my main problem with Xithians is that they die too quickly. Lightning Bread is tempting, but you have to level it. Lightning Spark is an automatic in a Tempest deck. As you can see, I've already got way too many cards, so I'm just going to chuck in all the cards I want and then go through and take them down. Magma Hound is going to be really good because I can put it out, use it, and then eat it. It's going to be a double use card. Marrow Fiend, Master of Elements is a really good card. I'm going to chuck him in. He's just generally useful, especially when you've got spells happening. Necro Slime I don't need, Necrotic I don't need, Necrovive could be useful on the Xithian. I'll chuck one of them in. I can't imagine it'll be super useful. Target creature gets attack this turn, that could be nice, but I don't really need it. I really like Pyre Giant, I wish I had more of these. I'm going to build a rush, rush at Tempest deck at some point. Rise of the Grimgaunt's really good with Xithian, because every time he eats something it means he gets leveled up a little bit. I'm going to chuck in my Scorch Mains, just because again they're a really good card. I know I'm crazy over the limit here. Seismic Adept is good, but not quite right for this deck. Soul Drinker is okay. Here we go, Spiritflame Mystic. Let's chuck 3 of them in. And that's about it. I'm going to chuck in a couple of Uranti Bolts, just because they can save your life. Vengeful Spirit's really good with Xithian. I'm up to almost 60 cards now. Wind Call the Shaper I really like, and I don't get to use much, so I'm going to chuck him in. And that's it. Okay, so I just need to take out about half of these cards. Ashurian Mystic is not right for this deck. Call Lightning I'm going to try out, because I think if I use a Call to Lightning, giving a creature +4, and then the Xithian eats that creature, even when his +4 goes away, the other one stays. Cinderfist I don't need 3 of. Cull the Weak and Dreadbolt I don't need all of them. I'll chuck in 1 of each. Epidemic I don't need that many of. Everflame I'm going to keep in. Fervent I'm going to keep in. Flame Stoke I'm going to keep 1 of those in. Graveborn's really good. Grimgaunt I'm going to take 1 out. I'm going to take out Hungering Strike. Right now I've got a lot of little bits, because generally when I build a deck I want to try it, obviously, and then I want to see which cards I find myself using, which cards I just never use, and then that makes it really easy to decide which ones to keep. So when I first build a deck I put in a variety. Okay, I'm really running out of room, so I'm just going to be taking out cards. So I've got a lot of control. I think I've got too much control, actually. Okay, what else can I take out? If I've got more than 1 of it and it's not a legendary, I'm going to take it out. Which is very weak, I realise, because you shouldn't be playing legendaries as the best, but I happen to have some really good Tempest legendaries, and I'm keen to see if they work in this deck, so I'm going to keep them in for now. 3 cards. See, I want to... Okay, maybe one of those. 2 more. Oh, there's all these cards that I want to try out. I've got obviously too many cards that I want to try out. 1 more. Okay, I'm going to get rid of those. So right now it's a lot of little things. So what have I got? I got an what's he called? I keep forgetting. Spiritflame Mystic and Xithian Shambler. So I'm going to call it Spirit Ziv. What a stupid name. That'll do for now. So generally I build a deck and then play a copy of it against the computer, which is not generally a challenge. Oh man, I've got heaps of decks that I want to keep now. I'm going to get rid of my crappy Swarm deck, which was the first ever Solforge Let's Play I did. It was not a very good deck. So yeah, I generally build a deck and then just literally test run it against the computer to see what I need to keep in and take out. Then I'll do a redraft. And now I always play against this deck, which is just designed to be as good as I can make the computer, and also the kind of deck that I typically lose against, because the computer doesn't play many decks very well. It plays this one okay, and it's a good one to practice against. So, oh, that's not a great starting hand. I'm going to go with the Vengeful Spirit. Automatically, oh, this is a nice hand. I'm going to chuck a Xithian down center row, and an Everflame, I guess, just because, I mean, if I didn't know I was playing against a Utera Rush deck, a Utera Rush / Growth deck. Cool, so I'm going to chuck an Everflame in front of the Deep Branch, and a Xithian over here. So that first hand was full of a lot of cards that I didn't want to play, which is not a good sign. I should have paid more attention to that. Second Xithian, it would be nice if I could get... Oh, the trouble is, though, the computer's really bad at playing against the Xithian Shambler. So the trouble at the moment is that the deck is just not really focused. It's got too many different types of cards. If I chuck a Magma Hound down here, he'll take him out. And then I'll play an Everflame and then eat it. Yeah, I've got too many cards that, so I'm going to take the Scorch Mains out. I don't think they quite fit with this deck. I might put them in again later. Who knows? Currently it's more of a Phoenix Scorchmane deck with an incidental Shambler, as I really want to focus on the Shambler. Let's right to the Grim Gaunt. And then Scorchmane. Probably not going to finish this one just because I've got a rough idea of what I want to change already. Yeah, okay, I'm going to take out the Phoenixes and the Dragons for now. They might go in later. I'm just going to take out any card that doesn't directly help the Xithian Shambler. Because as I was building it, I was like, I've got these cards which help if they move and so on and so forth, whereas I really just want the Xithian Shambler is the center of the deck, and I want cards that supplement it. Solforge, if by any chance you're watching this, could you make it so we don't have to do this every time? It's really annoying. So, Call the Lightning supplements him. That doesn't. I will put in some removal again. But for now I'm just taking out anything that doesn't directly supplement Xithian Shambler and adding in more that do. So I want some more Fervent Assault. They're really good with the Shambler, I predict. Flamestoker, oh, that would be nice, but it's not vital. Graveborn, definitely. That's a really good card to pair with the Xithian Shambler. Grimgaunt, no. Hungering Strike could make all the difference. Iceborne Fortitude, definitely. Trouble is now I've got too many spells, but that's okay. I'm going to take out one of each of those. Lightning Spark's generally good, but it doesn't fit with my stated goal, so I'm going to take it out. Magma Hound, definitely. Master Elements is really good support, so I'm going to buff him right up. By buff him up right up, I'm going to put more in. Necrovive, definitely. Rise of the Grimgaunt, definitely. I've got way too many spells because I'm building a support deck at the moment. That's okay. I can fix that. Spiritflame, not only definitely, but is actually the point of the deck that I'm trying to build. Your anti-bolt, no. Vengeful Spirit, yes. Where is he? I've gone past it, there he is. Windcaller, not at the moment, and he's actually the center of the deck. Now as you can see here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 14 spells, a bit under half the deck. That is too many, so I'm going to take out a Necrovive and a Grimgaunt and add in what's good for the deck. I'm going to add this. Soul Drink is such a crappy card, but can go real. I'm going to add in a Scorchmane Dragon, because someone said that you can play Scorchmane level 1 with a Fervent Assault, and I want to see that. That sounds interesting. I'm also going to give it a less stupid name. I call it Xithian Flame. Okay, so this should automatically be more focused. This is actually how I do most things in life. If I want to do something, I just get in there, get my hands dirty, then get out and start again when it doesn't work. So I'm just going to do that same. I'm going to play Xithian Shambler, but against a random deck of mine. Currently all my decks are pretty good, so I'm not worried about being faced against a chump deck. And as I mentioned, the aim is not really to... The aim is just to see how I play it, not necessarily how... That's the same starting hand as last time. It doesn't really matter what the computer plays, because I just want to see what cards I get in my hand that I go, oh, I really don't want to use that card, and which ones I like. So, this is a very spell-heavy deck. I think that's okay. Hopefully that's okay. That's okay, doesn't bother me. It's Vengeful Spirit him. The trouble with Vengeful Spirit against anything with Breakthrough is that Vengeful Spirit only has 1 health, so 6 of it goes through. Play a now, Spiritflame is, if it dies on your turn, it does damage to the opposite creature and each creature adjacent, I think. It'll let me look at it. And each creature adjacent, each creature adjacent, each creature adjacent. So that's obviously really good with a Xithian Shambler, but you want to put it as centrally as possible, I think. So I'm going to put him here and take him out with a Grave. I could have used a spell there, I didn't even think of it. That was not very smart play, that was just me kind of looking at the cards. Or not looking at the cards, I guess. I'm going to take his Root Forged out with that Magma and chuck a Xithian Shambler down. Or not. I'll still do the Magma Hound because that will actually kill him. And for now I'm just going to have to ignore that Rune Grove Guardian, but that's okay. Getting my ass kicked, but I'm starting to get a hang of the deck. I could Ride of the Grimgaunt him, and oh no, so that's going to be an 8/8 at the end of this turn. The computer is playing really well this round. The computer does not normally play this well. So the Vengeful will take him out. And I can't do anything at the Rune Grove, so I'm just going to Master of Elements it. That's why, by the way, Vengeful Spirit works really nicely in this deck, because you can bounce the Xithian around and kill creatures without having to attack. Interesting. So I'll get a free Necrovive, which will help me actually. Nope, he's dead. Will not help me, for he is dead. If I do that, he'll survive, and I can have him healing. And that'll take him out. This deck's okay. I'm not playing it super well, but I think this is definitely the basis of it. I think I'll need to drop the number of spells a tiny bit, or maybe not. Who knows? It's definitely not a total shambles like it was a few minutes ago, so that's good. I could Necrovive him some more if I wanted to. I don't want to, but I could. Let's go that one there. And I do want the Shambler shambling. Is it 6 at level 2? Yes. I really want to try the Spiritflame Shambler combination, but if he gets a Ferocious Roar, or... I know this deck, so I know that there is 1 Enrage in there and 3 Ferocious Roars, so if he gets any of those, he could take out my Spiritflame before I get a chance to test it, which would be sad. There it is. And because it was on my turn... Okay, cool. Because it wasn't on my turn, I didn't get the bonus. That's fine. So I'm just going to concede that one. I'm going to test this deck online. And that'll be the last game I play in this video. This will be a pretty good test because I've been winning a lot lately with my Flame deck that you've seen. So I'm actually doing pretty well in the rankings, which means that I'll be up against a stiff bit of competition. So I'm expecting to get my ass handed to me, but I'll at least get some idea of how the deck works. And then I'll make this, I'll play this one, and then win or lose I'll probably go in and tweak it. And when I do my daily video today, I might even use it again if it's good enough. The old Xithian Spiritflame combination. Well, I automatically want to play the Spiritflame just to test it out, and so I shall. And the opponent's going to be like, what? I have not seen one of those cards, because they're actually very uncommon. Iceborne Fortitude is such a nice card. It's +3 to every creature health, +5 to every creature health, +10. It's an incredible card. I've never gotten a chance to use it before. I've never had a deck that really needed it, but it's a really nice little card. It just keeps you alive for so long. So now if he puts... Oh, okay. So, see, an Iceborne here will mean that my Spiritflame survives 2 of his attacks, which is very nice. Put a Graveborn here, and an Iceborne Fortitude, just because I want to try this card out. And because I am playing a Xithian deck, if I can get my Xithian out, then he'll benefit from all that extra health that people had. If I can get my Xithian card out, being the main thing. Now, if he can kill the Grave... Oh no, he's going to die anyway. I was going to say, if the Graveborn can kill the Life Shaper, I could give him Fervent Assault and get him to take out the other Life Shaper as well, but the other Life Shaper will die because of my Spiritflame, unless he plays something on it. He really wants a Ferocious Roar right now that takes out both of my cards with his. Ferocious Roar? No? That's unfortunate. I'm just going to trade because I'm playing a Shaper deck, of course. That's the trouble of going into the slightly higher ranks. You play some really boring decks. What do I want to do here? I could give him all health. It's such an appealing option. I've not played Iceborne Fortitude very much. And then, if I attack and then Fervent, then that takes out his Wildwood next turn. Which is nice. It's what I want to do. And Fervent's also a nice card to level up. Pretty much no matter what, I'm going to play my Master of Elements here, which is why a lot of people think it's a broken card. The fact that it's almost always the right play at level 1, 2, and 3. I mean, yeah, the 5/5 is a great first level card. Or maybe it's just because I play very weak first level cards, but for me it's a really good first level card. 9/9's great, and 17/17's also really strong. So, oh, nice. He loses 1, but he gets 2 1/1s from that, and takes out my Spiritflame. So I'm just going to Master of Elements in front of his Wildwood and Master of Elements. Or I could Magma Hound and take 1 out. And considering I'm playing a deck with a lot of Ferocious Roars, it's probably a stronger play. Thus, invalidating everything I was just saying about Master of Elements always being the strongest play. Still haven't got any Xithians, which kind of, since it's the point of the deck, is a little bit frustrating. That's the trouble with building a deck around legendaries. Unless you have 3 of them, you can actually just not get them at all. I really like Xithian, so I built my Xithian deck when I had 1, and I would play so many games where I just didn't even see it. It obviously is different if you have a whole heap of energy surges and metamines, but considering I've not played meta Xithian... right. He's doing that for the free 1/1, which suggests to me he's got a Ferocious Roar, but I could be totally off about that. Nope. Just a heap of cards. Ah, there it is. Oh, right, yes, he got the free one. It's a really shitty hand, basically. If he draws any Lifebloods, or... Lifebloods are all your creatures get +1/+1 if you have a creature in every row. What's the other one? The Lifebloods and... I can't remember what they're called. There's a card who gets +4/+4 when he's put into play when there's a creature in every row. Now I've got a second level Iceborne Fortitude, which is not as valuable as I would hope. I think it goes 3, 6, 12, 3, 5, 10. Yeah. Yeah, I'm possibly in a bit of trouble here. Because I have nothing to defend against that with. Ah, and he's Ferocious Roaring all over the shop. Okay, yeah, so this has obviously not worked at all. I can take out 2 if I do this, so I shall. Which I'm going to put partially down to the fact that I didn't get any Xithian Shamblers, which is what the whole deck's built about. But also, it's not a very strong deck at the moment, and I went up against a particularly good Shaper deck. Here's my Xithian. Far too late for me to actually use. I could concede this here. I'm going to play it out. No, I'm not. Not with the Flame Shaper out. Okay, so that was an example of me getting my ass kicked. If you have any thoughts on how this deck could be better, let me know. Actually, you know what? I'm going to play one more. Screw it. Hopefully it's not the same person again. I didn't catch what their name was. It was not Actor Fool, so that's fine. So I'm going to give this one more shot, just in the hope that that was an unlucky draw, but honestly I think it's a bad deck at the moment. It needs a lot of work. Every deck needs a lot of work, that's totally fine. I'm going to play Scorch Mage because Scorch Main, because that's just a nice little freebie card, and it's very nice to have a level 2 Scorch Main out. Here we go, this is way better. That's me on OkCupid. If you want to find me on OkCupid, I am the Bluebeard. Now you know. I forgot to disable that again. Oh, Bone Scythe, that's an interesting choice. I'm tempted to just let the damage go through. I'm definitely going to... Oh, I'm going to Fervent Assault this guy. This is what I was talking about. So if you Fervent Assault him, then he can just go around fucking taking out bad guys like a motherfucker. And I'm going to play Xithian Shambler because that is, after all, the point of the deck. Which means I will be taking 5 damage, but I've got an annoying little Scorchmane guy going around at the moment. And I've got a Xithian out, so I've actually got some half-decent cards out this turn. If I can Iceborne them, then that means that they'll survive even longer. What's he playing? He's playing Necrium, so he could Cull the Weak. He could... Can't Dreadbolt him. Yeah, Cull the Weak is the only direct removal card that I can think of. He could Epidemic him, which would be annoying, but wouldn't actually kill me. He could Epidemic twice, which would. Would keep my Scorchmane alive, though. Ha ha ha. If I had my turn right now, I'd chuck down a Graveborn and get the Xithian to eat him, and then Iceborne Fortitude. But I suspect that he's going to probably play some cards before the turn ends. He's on more than 20 minutes. The time has been strange lately. I'm also on 17 minutes, so I don't know what's happening there. It's possible my iPad clock is slightly out. If my iPad clock is out, then it gets screwy with Solforge time. So the fact that he just went off the defender means that that was server issues, which is why I wasn't doing anything. So I apologise, Act a Fool. Ghastly Touch. Ooh, that keeps him alive, unless he's got an Epidemic. If he has an Epidemic, that'd be pretty much a waste of his turn. No. Ah, Magma Hound, nice. So he's playing Tempest Necrium. What do I want to do? I want a Graveborn, the Magma Hound. I want a Vengeful Spirit over here, and I want to get my Scorchmane back into the action. So, Tempest Necrium doesn't have any direct methods of dealing with a Xithian, except for Dreadbolt. So if he starts to level up a Dreadbolt, I know I'm in trouble. Dreadbolt, it's got Lightning Spark, but if I get the health high enough, that's not really much of a risk. I really like this game because it's actually very deep. I've been playing this for... I don't know, ages now, actually, months and months and months. I played it back when you could get the beta that had like free decks with Shagrias. They obviously took them away, but I played it with Shagrias and Grimgrant Devourer, which in that beta was so insanely broken because there was no Metasculpt, there was no Energy Prison, there was I think there was Energy Prison, but there was really nothing that could effectively deal with it. Grimgaunt, hello. Oh shit, I don't have any cards that can actually deal with that. Crap. I can Hungering Strike him, I guess, but I think I'll have to. I really don't have much else. Crap. It's really a problem. I'm going to Hungering Strike to take down the Grimgaunt. I can Necrovive, that'd be fun. I just have this little, this ridiculous Scorchmane dragon who runs around. I could, it's too late now. I was going to say I could Fervent Assault him. I'm just going to Hungering Strike a second time in the hope that I can take out the Grimgaunt before he becomes insanely powerful. So, too many spells, I think, is what I've learned from this turn. Yeah, 14 or however many it was is way too many. I don't think you ever want more than about 10, because you just end up with hands and hands full of spells. I can Hungering Strike his Grimgaunt again. That would actually be quite fun. I can Vengeful Spirit him. Trouble with Vengeful Spirit, I discovered, is when it's up against, say, a Grimgaunt Predator. He can Epidemic and then his Grimgaunt will take me out. Yeah. When a Vengeful Spirit's up against a Grimgaunt, so as you can see right here, I will do 3 damage. I'll use a mouse. I'll do 3 damage and then a -3. He'll gain 2, so he'll be on. So he'll die straight out. But if you say he was on a higher number, then we do damage, and then simultaneously he would gain the health that he gets from his ability and lose it from my ability. So it doesn't always kill him in the way that I expect it to. Yeah, I'm pretty stuffed, but I'm putting that down to too many spells at the moment. I kind of really want a Hungering Strike just to further weaken his Grimgaunt. And I've really got nothing else at the moment, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to kick your ass with my Vengeful Spirit. Which seems good, but is not actually that great, because it means that his Grimgaunt's health continues to grow and grow and grow, making him harder and harder to deal with, even though he doesn't have attack at the moment. Like, even my Vengeful Spirit at the moment won't take him out. It's -6, I think. Oh yeah, that will. Ah, so many spells. Too many spells by far. Lesson learned. Yeah, so I'm going to Vengeful Spirit. Oh, my Vengeful Spirit will survive. Because he doesn't have any attack at the moment. That's nice. Oh, that means that my Vengeful Spirit will survive and so will he. Huh. I'm so used to the Vengeful Spirit just automatically dying when it goes out. How odd. Which means unless he can boost it, his Grimgaunt's dead next turn. Unless he can boost it, his Flameshaper's dead next turn. What do you level? You level the Ghastly Touch, which is -5 at second level, I think. So he could use that to take out the Vengeful Spirit, and he would still die. He could use that to take out the Master of Elements, but that would be massively overkill. Scorchmane! This is why I leveled him first turn, so I could get him out. So far I know I need to take out spells. So this is a much more useful game in terms of learning things. I know I need to take out spells. By taking out spells I'll get some more creatures in there. What am I using? Currently I'm just using whatever I draw, so that's not really a good indicator. I might chuck the Everflames back in just because they're a consistently good card. I would like to get another Xithian in there so that I had a chance of drawing him more than once in the whole game. I just realised I'm sitting with the iPad directly between the microphone and me, so if I've been muffled up until this point, that is why. So, I'm definitely going to play the Scorchmane, because Scorchmane is amazing. Vengeful Spirit's a really nice card against Shaper decks, because against Flame Shaper particularly, because even if they kill him... Ah, that's annoying. Even if they kill the Vengeful Spirit, he still does his effect. They'd have to Metasculpt and do it, and that's unlikely in a Shaper deck. So I'm going to Scorchmane in front of the Grimgaunt. Oh god, he's going to get big. And provided he can't kill anything before my attack, that'll actually trade. But he can. Gosh darn it. So what I'm going to do here is, to make sure that Grimgaunt dies, I'm just going to replace my Vengeful Spirit instead of actually battling with it, because if I battle with it, then that'll result in the Grimgaunt growing and my Scorchmane not trading with him. I don't know if that's a good move or a bad move, but it's what I'm doing. Let's actually face the camera. Xithian, hey! He's... yeah. So, what I need is cards that make them not kill the Xithian Shambler, so stuff that distracts them, so... The Phoenixes would be really good for that. That's one of the reasons I like the 7/3 guy. The Cinder Fist attacky man, who does double damage when he does it to an opponent. Because you have to deal with him straight away. And if you have to deal with him, then you're not dealing with the Xithian Shambler. Shaper decks. Fortunately, he doesn't... unless he has a static shock, he can't take anything out this turn, so his Grimgaunt still dies. Unless he has any number of cards, such as... yeah. Grimgaunt's probably going to survive. Oh no. Huh. I'm pretty happy with that. Going to chuck a Xithian out. Xithian will die, but... because he'll be able to play 2 level 1 cards and do 8 damage. Flame Shaper is overpowered. But I'm going to try it anyway. So you can either play a level 2 card in level 1 and the Xithian stays alive, two level 1s and kill him, or a level 1 that does some kind of damage to him, which is very likely. Vengeful Spirit will take out the Flame Shaper. Actually, anything will take out the Flame Shaper. Spiritflame Mystic will take out the Flame Shaper at this stage. Yes, the new patch is coming out very soon, which fixes Shapers, and holy crap am I looking forward to it, because currently playing against Flame Shaper, Dark Shaper decks is just really boring. There are specific cards that can deal with them, there are specific decks I should say that can deal with them, but I find those decks boring, slash sometimes don't have the parts for them, such as Gox for a Drawforged, they're calling it. Steelforged Avatar, which is +1/+1 for every card that you have in your hand, plus all the cards that let you draw heaps of cards, is a Drawforged deck. Apparently does really well against Shapers because they can't hammer away at it fast enough. Rush decks also do really well, but oh god. Meh. That was a level 2 card, but yep, there we go. There goes the Xithian. Blah. I'm really bored of Shaper decks. I find them really boring. And I can't wait until they get fixed, basically, is my attitude towards that whole thing. Because now, yeah. I won't go into it, but I did go into it. You heard my ramble. That's my feeling about Shaper decks. Please hurry up and fix them. Haha. That'll take out his Grim Gaunt, unless it's been powered, which I'd say he's going to move the Grim Gaunt over to this Graveborn and then Epidemic, which will boost the Grim Gaunt without him actually taking any damage, getting him to the point where my Scorchmane cannot take him out. So bored of Shapers. I'm going to play Scorchmane in front of the Flame Shaper because no matter what, he will not be able to take that out. He'd have to have a level 3 Uranti-Bolt, and I'm pretty sure he hasn't been playing Uranti-Bolt. And I'm going to play Spiritflame, which will kill him, leaving me with a Dark Shaper on the board. Oh no, of course, because of the power of that card. Right, that's why that card's good. Now he's going to play a level 3 Shaper. I don't know. The trouble with getting high in the matchmaking ranks is that you go up against the same kind of decks over and over. I'm not saying I'm super high or anything like that, but I'm up almost exclusively, as you can see, against Shaper decks at the moment, which are really boring, so I'm tempted to just make a really crap deck so I sink down again, just so I play against anything else. I could learn how to deal with these. I should learn how to deal with these. The meta is way more interesting when it's lots of different... I can fervent assault him, which lets him shoot all the way across the map and do some damage to him and kill him. And so I shall, because that is funny to me. Fervent assault. It should be mobility 4 now. Kaboom! Oh man, that really amused me. Who do I want to put against him? I was going to give this guy a Neck Revive and revive him from some of the damage he's going to do. I'm going to turn this into a solo Scorchmane Dragon deck. He'll be able to take it out now. It's only got 9 health, but I really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun to me. So yeah, if he can do 9 damage to the Scorchmane, and it's pretty unlikely he won't be able to do 9 damage at the end of level 3. All he needs is a level 3 Flame Shaper and then any level 1 or 2 card that does 2 damage. Unless he buffs the Grim Gaunt, which I'm hoping he won't, I'm going to Master of Elements in front of that and they'll trade. It'll get me a free Iceborne Fortitude, which means he won't actually trade, he'll just be benefited, which is nice. And the other card I play will depend entirely on what he plays. We might actually run out on the timer before we finish this one. Making this a very long video. Thank you for sitting through this if you've gotten this far through. This is me creating a deck. So far I know that I need less spells, more creatures. What was that? Ghastly Touch, I'm guessing? Epidemic. So now he only needs to do 3 damage to the Scorchmane. And it would be pretty embarrassing if you could not do 3 damage. Cool, so I'm going to play a level 1 Master of Elements, then a level 2 Master of Elements, then a free Iceborne Fortitude. This is why I put the Master of Elements in there, because I knew there were lots of spells, but even with that in mind, there's too many spells. I really like Iceborne Fortitude. I'm glad I finally found a deck that I can play it in. That'll be one of the cards that I keep at least one of. Oh, that's a nice hand. Like a Master of Elements, and then free 2nd level Hungering Strike. Or any of the other spells that I have there. Neck Revive, haha! It would have been nice to have get a Xithian actually started, but it wasn't to be, and that's okay. As soon as I get a 3rd one of those, oh man, Xithian decks are going to rock my world. Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure the time is going to run out, which is a pity because it would be interesting. Having said that, we're at level 4 in a few seconds for him, which means that there will be multiple level 3 Flame Shapers, which are just in my opinion, impossible to deal with unless you're playing a specific anti-shaper deck. Nice. I can Master of Elements him, so I don't have to worry about it. Oh, nice. Double nice. Yeah, it was a really good play. Huh. That really impressed me. Well done, you. Let's Master of Elements in front of him, giving me a free Hungering Strike, which I'm going to put onto this guy. And then a Spiritflame, which, unless he Epidemic Switch, now that I think about it, he almost certainly will, means that they trade over 2 turns. Hey, Scorchmane! I love the Scorchmane, it is one of my favourite cards. So far it's the only good thing in this deck, which like I said makes this more of a Scorchmane's Phoenix deck than it does a Xithian Shambler deck. I don't think Scorchmane's OP, overpowered. I think Phoenix is. I would remove the 10 damage that happens when you kill a level 3 Phoenix, because that just makes him ridiculously impossible to deal with. Like, Phoenix by himself you can deal with, but if it's level 3 Phoenix and you're right at the end game, it means you literally can't kill it. Like, if you kill it, you die, so you have to let it live, and that's just not fun, I don't think. So I would take that out, and then I think the Everflame Phoenix is balanced. Oh man, the server is being very slow today. But like I said, I think the Scorchmane's pretty balanced. He's big, but he's a big card, that's okay, there can be big cards. The Shapers are unbalanced, but they are fixing them so soon. I am so excited for that. And Epidemic's strong, but like I think everyone's just learned to deal with it. I'm totally fine with Epidemic being just a good, strong card. Grimgaunt. Oh, Grimgaunt. You are amazing at being annoying. Grimgaunt's a good card. Hey, my Spiritflame's going to survive because I'm going to put a Scorchmane down. And I think a Graveborn Glutton, just because it's a big card. And that's what I need at the moment. With 3 minutes on the clock, I can't imagine us actually finishing this game, but I'm going to go ahead and say that I would definitely have lost this, because in a few seconds' time he's going to play Shapers, and once he starts playing Shapers, there is nothing that I can do. I sound really bitter about this, don't I? Shapers, they're ruining the game! I hate them! Master Element giving me a free Fervent Assault, I guess? I don't know. Oh, no, yeah. And then I'll play Iceborne, because Iceborne's a nice, fun card. This deck was not meant to be like a long deck. I didn't expect to get into round 4 with this, but apparently that's how this deck came together. So he just needs to kill my Spiritflame to get his Grimgaunt to a point where he kills my Scorchmane. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Hot damn. He still dies, he just dies. That's incredible. I'm going to use a Master of Elements to give him a Fervent Assault to the Graveborn, which means that he'll actually take out the Flame Shaper. He'll almost take out the Flame Shaper. He will definitely take out the Flame Shaper through use of my... Oh no, he'll take him out. So I'm just going to give this guy Rite of the Grimgaunt. Because with 2 minutes to go, there's not much left, and that's a fun play. Haha, he's now at 11-11. You can't defeat that. No one has ever defeated an 11-11 at round 4. Hey, Xithian. There's the one Xithian I've got all 3 times. I haven't even seen the other one that's in this deck. I hope I put 2 in here, otherwise this is just embarrassing for me. He's now level 3, which is nice. It means I can put him out and he can move twice, which would be a nice, you know, slow build strategy. I like how Act a Fool is also like, we're out of time, I know that, let's finish the game anyway. Dark Shaper. I'll check my Xithian in front of the Dark Shaper, because no, I won't, that's stupid. I put him there and him here. Xithian Shambler can shamble twice, so it means if I can put a stream of creatures out, I can go over and take out that Grimgaunt. Oh look! Oh right, I just leveled up again. I couldn't work out how I had... So I do definitely have 2 Xithians in this deck. I now have 2 Xithian level 3s available. You know, the last possible second. 2 minutes 56 seconds remaining. Got a Vengeful Spirit, which is nice. That's -9, I think, so you could go over and actually... Yeah. I don't know what to do here. Oh, right, yeah, of course. He's got a Flame Shaper out. Which, like I said, pretty much means game over. So... yeah. Wow, Flame Shaper is a very good card. Whew. A Vengeful Spirit in front of Flame Shaper. This is exactly what I was talking about, but if I put my level 3 Vengeful... If I put this Vengeful Spirit here, then he'll do 7 damage and it would do -9, but because he gets +6, he'll do 7 damage and then simultaneously get -9 and +6, so he'll survive. I could show you, but you understand the concept, there's no real point. Oh wow, we're both on 39 health. This has been really neck and neck. How interesting. Boom. Die your ass. As in, death to your ass, not like make your ass a different colour. That would be a weird thing to say. Master of Elements, giving me a free Call to Lightning. Woo, with all the creatures that I'll definitely have alive at the end of this. I reckon he's going to move the Grimgaunt back over and then cast a level 1 or 2 so he can kill the Graveborn and give the Grimgaunt +6/+6. Wow, he's a strong card. And then he won't take out the Vengeful Spirit because that kills him. He'll play a second card and just do the 7 damage straight to me, doing a total of 27 damage winning the game. Or just, I don't know why he... Ah, there we go, yeah. So, with 1 minute 30 seconds left on the clock, Actiful managed to take the victory. Well done. I say that genuinely, I think that was really well done. That was a really strong play. Good draw on that last turn. Oh, Timer, you are a dick. I'm Peter C. Hayward. So that was him really legitimately winning that, but the Timer being like, actually, I'm going to give it to Peter for no reason. I'm sorry, Actiful, if I'd known that was going to happen, I would have surrendered. Anyway, that's my new Xithian deck. I'm going to have a play with it over the next little bit, and then when I do my daily video, hopefully it'll be in a better state. Or maybe I'll do my daily video with another deck if I'm bored of it. Who knows? Thank you very much for watching.